Hello everyone. Last video we learned how to draw on canvas like circles, rectangles, triangles, lines and everything are static. But the static is boring. In this video we make it move. A glowing ball bouncing around the screen. Smooth with 60 frames per second with a trial following it and real-time FPS counted. 2. This is the animation loop, the same loop that runs inside the browser games under browser games in the internet. We build it, we will try to understand and wire up the play, pause and reset controls too. So we are in full control when it runs. So it's a short video I think. So let's start now. Welcome to Scratch Start. Today we are going to build a canvas animation loop. So this is the initial blank browser without any JavaScript. So let's start directly with the JavaScript now. I have created the variables using identifiers, so we don't have to waste our time creating that. So initially we have to write a function to resize the canvas, like make it responsive. So I am writing a function to resize the canvas, called resize canvas. Inside that I am creating a new variable called container. This is the same step as we did before. The only difference is we are going to make the actual ball move. That's all. That's the only thing we are going to do. Canvas container class, and then inside that we have to calculate the canvas width and height. Canvas width is containers client width. Client width minus 40, and the canvas height is just a canvas height. That's all. It is, we are going to assign it as 500. Now to implement this resize, we have to select the whole window and give it an add event listener. In the event of resize, we have to activate the resize canvas function, and then we have to call that resize canvas to operate it, to make it functional. So that's all. Now we have to create a object here, that is the ball. As I have shown in the intro, we have to create the presets for the ball. So for the ball I am creating a presets like x coordinate, y coordinate and the radius, and then I am going to create the dx value, that is the difference in the x coordinate, and dy value, and then color of the orb. Now we will give the values for each. For x axis I am giving 120, for y axis also it is 120, and the radius is 30, and dx is 4, dy is 3, and the color is 22D3E, the same color I used yesterday. So now I have created the ball, the actual presets for the ball. Now we have to calculate the next thing. Before calculating FPS, we have to give the initial values of the FPS. Initial values required to calculate the FPS. So I am creating a variable called last time to calculate the exact time frame where the ball is. So for the time frame, and then creating the animation ID to to make the request animation frame function, and then I'm creating a boolean function running and make it true. And then now we have to make the animation work, we have to clear the previous animations that is already present. So we have to clear that thing. So create a function called clear canvas and select the ctx and use the method clear rect and give the x value, y value and the height and width value. Canvas height and canvas width. So we have now done everything. Now we have all the values that are needed to clear the canvas. Now we have to update the canvas now. So for that I am writing a function called update. This function is to update the position of the ball. So for that I am calculating the ball's x coordinate by adding the ball's x coordinate with the ball's change in position, that is the dx, and ball's y coordinate in the same way. Ball dot dy. Next I am using these values to assign the location, that is track the location or update the location. I am using condition if ball's x coordinate plus ball's radius. We have the ball radius from the object, so we don't have to worry about that. If those two addition of those two values is greater than or equal to canvas's width, and I have another condition, the x coordinate of ball subtracted with the ball's radius. If that is true, then we have to calculate the ball's difference in position, multiply the current value of the difference in position -1, because it have to bounce back, so that is why. Now I am using another if logic and write another condition. If ball's y, this is for the y direction, y plus ball's radius is greater than or equal to, here we should consider the canvas's height here, canvas height, and ball y minus ball radius. If those conditions are met, we have to make the same calculation in the vertical direction. Ball dy multiplied with -1. That's all. Now the next step is we have to draw the updated diagram, that is draw the updated balls. In each frame the ball moves, so we have to update that now. So I am writing a function called draw. Inside that function there are three things we have to do here. In the container there are three things: the ball, the trail line and the border. Those are the three main things inside the container. So first we will calculate the ball here. calculate the ball. For that, for the cylindrical or this circle or things like that, we have to begin the path. I have told that in the previous video. So begin the path, and for circle we have to draw the arc. So for the arc, I am selecting giving the coordinates as balls x-axis and balls y-coordinate, and the ball radius is balls radius, and the angle is 0 because it is a circle, and we should make a round. If I give only mat pi, it will draw only the half circle. It is a formula for circumference of circle. So mat pi 2 pi r, that is what is happening here. So that's all. Now the circle will be drawn. Now and then we have to give the color for the ball. CTX fill style. The color is, I have already used the color 22D3EE, the same color. And then I am going to give the ball a shadow blur, and that value is 25. And then we have to fill that. So I am using CTX fill. That's all. Now the ball is finished. Next is the trial line. For the trial line, I am using the seat. For the line, I am using shadow blur 0. And it is also a line, and it is a moving line. So, and it is attached to the ball too. So I am using the begin path method to start the line. Begin path. Inside that, it is a line. So CTX move to give the coordinates now. Canvas's width divided by 2, and canvas's height divided by 2. So now we have all the values, coordinates values, and then where this line have to go. So for this, CTX and use method line 2, and give the coordinates as balls x coordinate and the balls y coordinate. That is where the line should join. So 2 points of the line are defined here. And then next I have to give the line's thickness. CTX line width is 3. Next we have to give the line's stroke style. Yes, that is the color of the line. I'll give the color of line as A855F7. And then I am going to start the line. CTX stroke. That's all. Now I am drawing the border section, border inside the container. So for the border, I am using same CTX line width. It is also a line, so I am using line width, and that value is 3. I am using the stroke of, it is also a line, so stroke style value is 3 8 BDF8 color, and then we have to draw the line, the border. So stroke rect method, and I am going to give the coordinates 5 5. The canvas is width -10, width -10, and canvas is height -10, height -10. Now all the values are now defined. Now we can go to the next section, that is the FPS calculation. So for the FPS, I am writing a function called update FPS, and I am giving parameters time here. Inside that, I am creating a new variable called delta. I am calculating dash value using time, using the last updated time, and then I am updating this last time using the delta value here. So that time is calculated, and then I'm creating a new variable called FPS, and that is calculated by using math method of round, math round, and I am using value 1000 by delta, and then I am changing the text content to the FPS should be displayed on the screen. So FPS text content should be changed. Text content is FPS value and connected with the text FPS. That's all. Now the FPS is also calculated. Now we have to start the animation loop. So to start the animation loop, it is very simple. We have to just include all the functions we have written above. So I am writing a function called animate time with the parameter type. Inside that, if the running boolean value is there, that is, if it is not running, we have to stop the operation. So return it. So or else, if that is true, it will be stopped, or else you have to use the clear canvas function, and after clearing that, we have to update the canvas, and then draw the diagram, that is, draw the movements. While moving, we have to update the FPS, and update the FPS using time as a parameter, and then using animation ID and request animation frame, use the animate function. That's all. Now everything is calculated. Animation loop is also calculated. Now we just have the button functions here. So now for the play button, selecting the variable play button, animate listener, it's a click, and when clicking, the function will activate. I'm using boolean value if running. If it is running, we have to return. That's all. running, that's if true. And then we have to assign the running is true, and then we have to calculate the last time using the performance variable and the current performance using the now keyword. And then we have to calculate the animation ID using the requestAnimationFrame. requestAnimationFrame animate. That's all. Now everything is after playing. This exactly happens when we click the play button. So for the pause button, we have to do the exactly opposite, that is we have to cancel the animation. So for the pause button, I have to use the same methods. Same methods, and here it is a pause button, so I have to assign running as a false value, false, and we have to cancel the animation, cancel animation frame, and use animation ID value. That's all. Now there is a reset button, so for the reset button, select the reset button and give an advent listener. Again the same click. Don't think as I am not saying anything about this, because you already know how this play add event listener works and how we write that function and everything. So the function, we have to stop it, so we have to make everything default. So for default, we have to make the balls x position, y position, difference in x and y values into default assigned values. 120, 120, there are assigned values, and then we have the balls dx and dy value. Dx 4, balls dy is 3. Now we have to start all the animations now with the last time performance. With the performance, we have to start the animation using requestAnimationFrame. You have to start the animation function animate. So all the logics are written and everything is written now. So now there is no error or anything. Let's go to the browser and I click reload. So it is not happening. So there is some error. Wait a second. Everything is working. It is just some minor syntax error, that's all. So let's go to the browser. I refresh it again. See now the ball is moving, it is bouncing, and all the movements are happening. And when I scroll, the FPS should appear, but due to some issues, some alignment issues, it is not visible. When I click pause, it is paused. I click reset, it is reset. It will reset. It already resetted. I click play, it is playing. So now the ball is working, and the animation inside the canvas is also working. So this is how the modern website games, online games work. That is especially the website games like mini games and like that. So that this is how those animations work. So it is just a basic, just a simple thing. There are more complex things in the animations. We are not going to explore those things now. So yeah, I will meet you guys in the next session. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will meet you guys in the next session. Thank you.